In the previous episode, Tassadar and the Dark Templar returned to Aiur, and as expected, we were not greeted with open arms. It turns out that the Conclave was indeed gonna engage against us, and they tried to wipe us out. Now, upon seeing that Tassadar was indeed slaying a lot of his Protoss brethren, eventually, even though we were stronger than the Conclave as it seemed at first sight, he decided to give himself over just to make sure that no one else would die. Tassadar was taken into Judicator custody and sentenced to stand trial for his crimes against the Conclave. Phoenix, Raynor, and Tassadar's followers escaped from the Conclave's agents as the Dark Templar slipped away in the chaos. And the next mission is called the Trial of Tassadar, the Protoss command ship holding orbit over the planet Aiur.
All seems lost now, but still we must fight on. We must find Tassadar and secure his release from the Judicator before they can execute him for treason. Without him, I fear there is no way to defeat the Zerg and their overmind. Zeratul and his Dark Templar have vanished, leaving us to fend for ourselves. I wonder if Tassadar was mistaken to have put his trust in them. We are receiving a transmission from Captain Raynor's command ship.
This is Raynor. I'd like to help if I can. Tassadar laid it on the line for me and my crew on Char. I'd like to repay the debt. Besides, I'm a long way from home, surrounded by hostile aliens. I've got to do something.
Then you shall, bold human. You shall.
Alrighty. So apparently we once again get to play with Raynor in the Protoss campaign. Interesting. So apparently, by the way, the Dark Templar, they are nowhere to be seen anymore. Not like, you know, intending a pun right here, but the Dark Templar quite literally vanished. Anyways, the next mission objectives are to go ahead and destroy the stasis cell, and secondly, Phoenix and Raynor must survive. Here we are. Carriers cannot attack without interceptors. That means that in this mission, we're gonna be capable of building the final ship right here for the Protoss. They are extremely powerful. They are very, very good. And I found out very quickly by playing the multiplayer version of StarCraft that if you manage to create a control group worth of the unit, they are essentially unstoppable. Well, of course, there are counters to them, but they are very powerful. And I'm assuming that it's gonna be very similar right here in the single-player version of the game as well. So if you manage to make a bunch of them, I would really like to go ahead and do so. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with how this unit works, essentially to create these interceptors that will be able to fly about. Apparently, by the way, we also do have the Hyperion available right here with Raynor in there because he does want to help out. Apparently, he sort of did end up stealing the there we go. He ended up stealing the ship right here from Duke. Of course, previously in the campaign, we have experienced him in his little buggy. Right now, apparently, he's in Hyperion, though. I guess it's a battle cruiser after all, not quite the same one as General Duke. But regardless, if we want to go ahead and build up a force based around the carrier, I am gonna need quite a bit of economy, first and foremost. So because of that, I think I need to try and see if I can potentially find an expansion. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of scouting right here on Raynor. I don't actually know if the probes can repair this Hyperion here, the battlecruiser whatsoever, but it doesn't really matter all that much either. We are gonna need a lot of gas as well, because the carriers are very expensive. So let's have a quick look. There we go, starting up the assimilator. And for now, just as always, I'm gonna just simply focus on creating as much stuff here as we can. Now, apparently there are units all over our map, which is a little annoying. Apparently, even stuck, or you even got rid of one of the... What are you doing, Mr. Zealot? Zealot, get out of there! You crazy. We are gonna have to find another expansion, though, if we want to properly make use of that. Now, there's no expansion over here. I mean, maybe we can go ahead and Yamato gun one of the Zealots down, just to, you know, be a bit of a jerk there. I don't think I'm really gonna be making use of Raynor all that much during this mission, to be completely honest with you, because if he ends up dying, we essentially lose the mission, which is a little bit annoying. Let's have a quick look around, though. There must be a base here somewhere. Pretty much all of the expansions that we have, or rather all of the missions that we have played thus far, always had an expansion at least reasonably nearby. At least I'm hoping that that is going to be the case. Now, I don't know if the battlecruiser here can be repaired by probes, so I do have to be very careful. There's actually a Zalnaga artifact, apparently, right here in the top side of the screen, but other than that, it does look like Even though I got the resources for it right now, I'm not quite going to be able to make an expansion. Alright, so that means that we're going to be... Are we really going to focus on one base carrier? I mean, there's got to be a base somewhere, but it's not nearly as close as I was anticipating. So maybe we need to take down one of their bases and then fight them from the inside out. Regardless though, once again, the mission objectives are to go ahead and destroy the stasis cell, and Phoenix and Raynor must survive. I haven't even noticed that Phoenix was here, but I guess... There you go. We got the man himself. You can go ahead and hang out in the corner, and Raynor, I'm actually thinking the exact same thing for you, my man. I'm sorry, I really like you, but you're also very valuable, and I quite literally lose this mission if you end up dying, so... Just hang out in the corner, sit there and look pretty, while we tech up towards a gateway first off, then a cyber core very shortly. And I guess we gotta go ahead and build up towards a Stargate, and eventually then... Come on now. The fleet beacon as well, so we can start producing some carriers. Now, I think that I may very well need the Citadel of Adun 2 just to get some zealots out. Since, like I mentioned, these units are very, very gas heavy. I'm more than likely gonna need them. I wonder if there's actually any upgrades right now available in the fleet beacon as well for this unit. Although I think I've got enough probes right now, though, to properly saturate this base. So, I guess it will just simply take a little bit of time right now for me to go ahead and build up a reasonable force. As it is right now, I don't really have a whole lot of stuff, and well, we will need to defend against a bunch of these units as well. There we go. The first interceptors flying across. I think we're gonna base our unit composition then on the carriers as well as zealots. They're very good. They're very, very powerful. Oh man, there's actually a push right now coming into our base as well. That's kind of crazy. I don't know if I've got enough, to be honest. Let's build up a cyber core real quick. I do not want to lose a carrier just like that. Wow, okay. I guess we have to make Dragoons, carriers, as well as Zealots, right? I think that's probably our best bet. Alright, so I'm trying to play this a little bit more like a standard match as well. Already getting my gateway out right now. I'm going for the gas geyser at a reasonable timing. And we're splitting up our units here for at least a little bit. Now, I think it's a good idea for us to go ahead and build another photon cannon, maybe around this area of the map, just in case. Also protected that very first one from falling, which would not be a good idea. There we go. I think we need about 5 or so in that gas, which is kind of a lot, but whatever. It is what it is. Let's make sure that we get ourselves another photon cannon over here. There we go. Just to make sure that we can take care of any kind of, you know, aggression that our opponent may try and throw at us. And my next purchase is going to be a cybernetics core. All the while, of course, while I'm still continuously building probes. I think it is going to be our best bet, though, to just keep these guys out of the, you know, out of this mission for the most part. I may need them for this initial bit of defense, though, so I guess I'll keep them here for just a little while. Maybe we need to go ahead and use the Yamato gun on the enemy carrier here in just a second too, but for the most part, I think I want to make these guys hang out in the corner just for safety's sake. So I know for a fact that the carrier is coming in here in just a little bit. I just wonder what my best approach is going to be though in this mission. Like, I wanted to build up a lot of carriers, but I'm starting to worry here if it's even gonna be a good idea if I can only take one base, right? Like, making carriers off of a single expansion is probably not the best idea. There we go, by the way. Is he not here? Where's the carrier at? I don't see him. He's hanging out in the corner, isn't he? Oh, there he is. Let's go ahead and Yamato him down, boys. There we go. A little bit of a silly fight. Phoenix also actually doing quite a lot of work. And there we have indeed successfully defended this. Alright, you guys go back. Hang out in the corner here. We'll build up a bunch of Dragoons and Zealots here, I suppose. Next up, I think before transitioning towards any kind of Stargate units, which I would really like to do. I hope we still get a chance in this campaign. I don't actually know how far we are from finishing it. But regardless, I'm going to go ahead and get the Citadel of Adun 2 so we can get the Zealot leg upgrade. And I think those two units will probably already be very, very helpful. Just simply the Zealot and Dragoon, right? I think they will already be very, very helpful at killing the vast majority of the enemies that we will be facing here. I'm going to need another pylon, though. But it will take me a couple of minutes to construct an army that we can move across the map with. I'm secretly hoping that we can take out one of the enemy bases and just simply start mining their expansions instead. I think that may be, you know, a potential option here as well. Whew! I know what that was. I saw you, little slug. You're rather annoying. Alright, there we go. Obviously, carriers are a great counter to those units. I saw him there just in the nick of time. Yeah, so ideally, I think we're gonna need at least 2 gas in order to properly facilitate carrier production. Now, I can already go ahead and create myself a starport, or a stargate, rather. Let's build it over here. I'm only staying on 2 gateways here. But I think right now or so is when we do want to start moving out on the map and see if we can secure ourselves some more resources. There we go. Let's get up 2 more pylons here as well. Let's hotkey all of the zealots on the same hotkey group, and then the dragoons as well. Do I have some more units coming in? I do indeed. You're gonna be part of hotkey group number 1. Congratulations. And let's go ahead and save right about right now, just to make sure that we're gonna be capable of defending here if the opposing faction will start fighting us. Let's see how this goes. I have no clue how many units here, you know, will be located here. And by the way, leaving Rainer and whatnot here behind for defense primarily. Photon cannons are kind of terrifying though, not gonna lie. There are so many units. I do have leg upgrade and everything, by the way, so that's quite helpful. But I really wonder if I can even take something like this out right now. In particular, if they have got some high tier units. Like, for example, that guy. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that great of a job against all of this. And I think that I may very well need to try and see if I can potentially take down the other base instead. Before doing so, though, let me go ahead and get the fleet beacon up. Although, it's going to be a rather expensive building. Let's actually go ahead and cancel those for just a second. Carriers cost a ton. Like, they are super, super expensive. So this will be kind of tricky. Anyway, we're going to try and see if I can potentially take down this base as well. It may very well be the case that the game is trying to force me to go for carriers. In a way. Knowing that I'm going to be on this small economy. They know that I'm probably going to be in a much better position if I end up doing so. I just know from playing a bunch of multiplayer that it's hard to max them. Or mass them, rather, off of just a single base. It's just not easy. Okay, so we're at the very least taking care of this first line of shenanigans. Trying to make sure that we can kill the scarabs and whatnot. Now, of course, one thing to keep in mind is that the Reavers don't actually do very much against air, because their attacks do not shoot up. I really don't know if I've got enough, though. There seems to just simply be so much stuff. Okay, let's go ahead and construct a carrier then. There we go. Yeah, I don't think I can really do a whole lot against this. I think we're gonna have to bring carriers over, because without them, I'm gonna have a very hard time. I probably don't want to stop constructing any dragoons here and whatnot for another little while, but I'm probably much better off if I get at least a couple of units up in the air. Like, for example, this carrier right here. Alright, so I'm constructing my very first carrier once again, and very quickly I'm accumulating more and more minerals. The fact of the matter is that these things are 250 gas each. They're very expensive, and there's also a really important upgrade on them right here that essentially just increases the capacity of carrier interceptors that they can carry with them. So, as it is right now, I think by default they can only have 4. Yeah, they can only have 4. And with that upgrade, you can essentially double that amount, which is very nice. I'm also trying to see if I can get some of these Stargate upgrades going. I don't really know if I even want to go for armor upgrades right now to the ground units. Once again, right, like, being limited on just a single gas, it's very hard to make any of these units happen. Because, I mean, I need 250 gas to just create the next carrier. I think I'm actually going to cancel this upgrade. Queue up one more carrier, and then very shortly... actually, we don't really need to do that even. Very shortly, I'll just start up another. But I do think we're probably going to need some higher tier units here. If we want to try and defeat all of those cannons and reavers and whatnot on the ground. There's just simply so much stuff. Don't die, Mr. Zealot. Oh, he still died. That was not part of the deal, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and start up another carrier here as soon as we can afford it. We'll need another pylon here as well, I'm afraid, because the things are very, very supply heavy too. And with that... Oh, there we go. We got our third one on the production tab. I'm honestly surprised, though, that there's not a base nearby. There must be an expansion somewhere, right? I mean, every mission that we have played recently all had an expansion nearby. I have a very hard time accepting the fact that it may actually... I don't know, it's weird, right? You would expect there to be an expansion, at least at a place that we can take early on. It's been that case for like the last, I would say, 15 minutes. Maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm actually missing one of the bases. Regardless though, it's time to queue up a bunch of these interceptors. They cost money as well, so that's important to realize. I'm really just scouting around though, trying to make sure that I don't miss anything really obvious out on the minimap. There's a ramp leading down here. Where is this stasis cell anyway, to begin with, right? Maybe we need to try and figure that part out first. Okay. It's a wide open area down here, that's for sure. We'll queue up another one. Queuing up as many interceptors as well as we can. They take quite a like, they take quite some time to build. So usually, right, with carriers, because they throw around these interceptors that are all manually built, it seems like the bigger amount you get, the more powerful they become. Unless your opponent is absolutely hard countering them. Because of the fact that they take some time, right? If you have multiple of them, they essentially keep each other alive as well. And that's kind of the reason why they are so very strong. I feel like I'm just making a big loop around the map. Maybe there's something over here? I'm not entirely sure. Anyway, let's queue up some more interceptors. Okay, very good. Let's go ahead and set up a couple more zealots there on the production as well. And we need another pylon. Come on. There you go. Alright, there is a little ramp leading up over here. And we did find some additional mineral patches. There's a red Protoss here, though. I don't know. This is very far away. This is very far away. We could technically take it if we really wanted to. But I think for now, I'm probably better off just simply hanging back. Since I'm already so committed on one base. If I were to do this a little bit better, though, I think it's probably worth trying to clear this out, you know, early on and taking that expansion from mine as fast as we can. Now, there's a purple Protoss as well as a red Protoss, apparently. I don't know which one we want to fight. We probably need to fight both, but... considering I just finished up another upgrade here, and considering I got almost 5 carriers out, I think once we got 5, it's a good moment for us to make a bit of a move out on the map and see what we can get done. Big push coming into my base right now, though. A lot of stuff. I guess we'll have to take down the purple Protoss, huh? So here we go. If you get a lot of carriers out, look at their damage output. It's kind of insane. They just simply absolutely murder everything. Now, carriers and zealots are not the most tanky units, so maybe not the best example here. But as long as we have money to continue rebuilding some of these guys, we're gonna be in a pretty good position. Alright, let's get all of these guys hotkeyed. At least the majority of them. You guys as well. Hotkey number 1, hotkey number 2. You guys are gonna be hotkey number 3, and I'm kind of tempted to take you with me as well, Rainer. Just because you are also gonna be pretty well guarded here. Now, because I do plan on taking him with us, I do have to be a little careful here. I'm gonna save just in case. I got a very solid amount of army here, though. But I'm gonna save just in case that he ends up dying, which would not be ideal. Alright, 1A, 2A, 3A. Let's see if we can find any of these guys. If we can target fire those down first, that would be very helpful. I'm gonna do a Yamato gun on the guy in the back there. There we go. That's the majority of them dealt with here already. And that should allow me to get a lot more damage in with my other units. You guys also move across the map, please. And while there are some observers and whatnot flying around, of course there are no Dark Templar in this unit composition, Loko. Not quite how this works. Let's go ahead. I love all of a sudden, by the way, the Terran voice in there, right? Not enough energy. I tried Yamato gunning thing. Alright, I tried Yamato gunning just now. Alright. Well, hey, that made it a heck of a lot easier. Essentially, the carriers in StarCraft 1 listen very carefully to what you command them to attack. It's very nice. Okay, so we can indeed take out this base. And that leaves us now with a place to put down an expansion. Let's start up a couple of cannons here as well. We'll get the gas going here in just a second. And of course, I need to make sure that I remake any lost interceptors, although it doesn't seem like there were too many that died. Very good. Let's start some up on you. And we'll also start rallying a few probes into this direction here, which I think is going to make it quite a bit easier. Ooh, gotta be careful here, Loko. Please take down the slug. Alright, nice. I think that means that we can go ahead and position our army over here. Just Phoenix hanging out in the corner. Do you think he feels bullied? I'm not sure. He really does die way too quickly, though. I really can't be bothered with him. We'll just simply continue making as many probes here as we can. Gonna transfer some of them towards this base as well. You guys are gonna hang out in the gas geyser. And shortly, with this nexus finishing up, we should be in a position where we can start moving towards other bases as well. I'm assuming, though, that the base we need to take out here eventually is gonna be the one in red. So I think our best option for that is just to simply build up a ton of carriers and move across the map. Are you kidding me? Are these probes stuck there? How did that even happen? I put them into the gas geyser there before it finished up, and somehow they popped out on the other side. Get out of there, dudes. Come on. One... Are you kidding me? How did they... Oh, what? Okay, perfect. Keep moving. Come on. Okay, maybe if you need a bit of momentum, that's fine. Let me queue up a carrier real quick. Come on! He's literally... So here's what happened, right? The assimilator finished up before the nexus. And because of that, the probe apparently decided to come out at a bit of a weird angle. And it's now not allowed to leave this area anymore. This is probably a probe's worst nightmare. Come on. Come on. Baby steps. Okay, well, not gonna happen, apparently. Already, though. Look at this amount of carriers that we have. It's only gonna get crazier from here on out. I want to have at least a control group worth before I make a move. Let's get a second starport as well, and we can probably start up another upgrade here. Very good. Yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be awesome. Alright, nice. We're gonna be capable of massing up carriers in this game. And carriers in StarCraft 1, they're probably even more menacing than in StarCraft 2, although the hard counters in this game are quite a bit more obvious as well. But regardless, let's go ahead and see if we can make a control group worth of these units at the very least. I'm sorry, Mr. Probe. You're starting to bother me a little bit too much, and you were still derping around in that area. Perfect. Can't bother us no longer. Nicht du. I really don't know what they say. It sounds German. Nicht du. It means like not you in German, but I'm not entirely sure if that's what they're saying. That wouldn't really make a whole lot of sense. Regardless, now that we got a bunch of gas going, makes this much easier, right? You can already notice that. Maybe you can even go for a third Stargate. Maybe I'm kind of pushing my luck on that one, but if we can get a couple of these units out, I'm going to be a very happy little Protoss here. So let's sit back, wait for a couple of minutes for these massive starships to come out. They're very busy killing stuff every now and then. And we'll build up the interceptor count, see if we can maybe go to a at least a control group worth. I can probably go ahead and maybe get even more than that. Oh, there's an enemy carrier coming in once again. I got a couple of Dragoons, but really not that many. Come on, little dudes. Take down the big ship. Brrrt. Okay, that's pretty good. Not gonna lie. It gets a little chaotic as well on the screen, but regardless. Let's queue up more of them. I actually already have a control group worth of stuff, so you know what? Rainer, hang out in the corner of the map together with your pal, Phoenix. I know you really desperately wanted to help and all that, but really, you're more or less like a risk at this point. You were quite helpful though early on, and I thank you for that. I guess I need to make more interceptors, huh? Alright, anyway, we're getting close to a point where we're maxing out. I'm getting 3 more of them. Let's actually just sit back for a couple more minutes, see what a maxed out army of Protoss looks like. They almost look like Zeppelins. Look at that, I never realized that. You know Zeppelins from those old movies? They kind of do look like Zeppelins. Look at that probe. Boop. That's a dead probe now. Perfect. Just the way we like it. Wait, no, we got probes too. Anyways. I've never actually maxed out with Protoss before, I don't think. I don't have that much ground army here either. We can use that defensively though if we like. I know I could probably already walk to the other side of the map right now and win, but you know what? We're committed to maxing out at this point. Well, I'm pretty sure that this is the first time that this has ever happened to me during the campaign. In the top right corner, our population has maxed out to 200. Now, we don't have any Arbiters or, you know, any of the other Protoss air units, like, for example, Corsairs. Of course, they aren't quite available here. But regardless, this is still going to be a very menacing army to stop. Now, 3 of them are still in production. I actually, I'm gonna have to spend some more money here as well, building up the amount of interceptors that I got. I literally have more than a control group worth of carriers right now, though. And even though we got some ground forces here left over as well, some of you may want to hang out in that side of the map instead, but whatever. Doesn't really matter all too much. We are now maxed out on carriers. Once these, you know, 3 pop out, we're gonna be in a great spot. Once again, queuing up as many here as I can. The funny part, by the way, about interceptor production in this game is that you can only queue up a maximum of 5 units. And since they can carry 8 interceptors, you actually have to remember that you spent time previously trying to build interceptors, and you can't really forget about them either, because if you do, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. There's scout upgrades there too, but we really don't care about those guys. There we go. There's one more coming here in just a second. Coming out. Peekaboo. Perfect. Now we could go ahead and kill the base in the top right corner of the map, but I really don't think we need to. Fly across the map. I believe they still produce as well while flying, right? Yeah, they do. That's good. 2 control group worth of these units. You know what? Just in case I mess it up, because I've been building up this army for like 30 minutes, just because I wanted to. Let's see if it can do some work here. Alright, there's a single Dragoon. What do you think he's gonna do? Die, exactly. Oh my god. I mean, they got a lot of air units, to be fair. Actually gotta be careful here. I lose a whole bunch of them. Oh, they put me into stasis. I didn't even consider the part that they would be able to counter this. Are you kidding me? Now, it's gonna take a little bit of time before they go out of the stasis, but I did end up losing 2 there. That's kind of wild. Alright, well, they're gonna position their army underneath here. I was gonna say, how do you exactly deal with mass carrier in Protoss versus Protoss in StarCraft? I really have no idea. Come on. How long does stasis last for? Like 2.5 minutes? You know what? I'm actually gonna go back for just a second. We're gonna go ahead and take down the purple base first, because the one over there seemed awfully strong. I don't really know exactly if we even need to take down the one in the bottom right-hand corner of this map. If we can, or if we need to, we will definitely go ahead and do so. But I was gonna say though, how do you counter mass carrier in Protoss versus Protoss? I think arbiters are one of the ways you can go ahead and do so, huh? Anyway, we need to destroy a certain building. Nah, that's a support bay, Lowko. By the way, we are also at the max upgrades here almost. Still finishing up the +3, I suppose, but I don't really know exactly where we should expect this building to show up. We may have to do a little bit of scouting across the map then shortly, though. Not seeing anything weird looking over here. What was it called again? It's called the stasis cell. Alright, well, let's see what we can do out of that. Let's see what we can do with that. Yeah, so the purple base didn't really stand much of a chance. It's just the one with the arbiters that we have to worry about a little bit more. There are now a couple of Protoss units here moving towards this force too, but I don't think they're going to be able to achieve a whole lot. And we'll basically just have to slowly maneuver our maxed out Protoss ball across the map. Now the funny thing is that the interceptor damage output isn't even that crazy. Wow, alright. Well, I guess we freed up some supply that way, huh? It's not even that crazy, but we're using here as much stuff as we can. This is a bit of a silly fight, isn't it? Look at it. It's literally just interceptors flying all over the place. And I'm actually quite impressed here with the damage here of these scouts as well. The scouts are dealing a lot of damage. Maybe we need to like manually target fire rather than just letting them fire on their own. I'm not entirely sure if that's the way to do it. I'm letting half of my carriers or so right now manually target. The other half not so much. More and more arbiters are coming in right now. I would like to kill those if we can. Come on. Some of my dudes are still fine. What a mess. Alright, good. Let's get them across the map once again. The reinforcing ones as well. We'll try and see what damage we can do on this side of the map. There must be, I can't imagine that this like, thing that we have to kill is gonna be all the way in the middle of this base. Maybe it is, though. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I didn't think that it was gonna be particularly hard after us maxing out on carriers, right? Such an insanely powerful unit. The scouts are actually doing a pretty solid job at all of this as well. Okay, let's bring you guys over. There is still an Arbiter over there in that corner. If we could kill that, that would be nice. Good. I mean, I can take down this entire base if we need to, but I highly doubt that it's gonna be the objective of this mission, right? That's okay. Let's fight. We'll take most of the things down, I guess. Woo. Hey, there it is. Oh, okay. So we found where it's located, apparently. I didn't know that it was gonna be over here. Actually, we do need to kill quite a big chunk then, right? Do I have to destroy the stasis cell, or like what exactly is the goal here? Oh man, these storms are kind of scary. I have to, do I have to walk a unit in there? Are you kidding me? These units can't land. They obviously can't land. Alright, I see how it is. Maybe just flying a carrier over it would work too, though. I don't know. Very good. Cleaning up the majority of the stuff. Who needs to get in there, though? Just a unit? Does it have to be Phoenix? Phoenix is the majority of our ground, or rather the biggest guy on the ground, I guess. Can we not just like right-click on that? Does that really not work? I guess I can kill it. Do I just target fire it? This may actually lose me the mission. Oh, no, there he is.
I expected you to attempt to retrieve your hero. You will learn that the will of the Conclave is absolute. Make peace with Adun.
Stay thy hand, Adjudicator. The stewards of Tassadar shall not fall while the Dark Templar live. Call off your guards and stand aside, and you may yet live to see another moonrise.
I will not be addressed so by one so devoid of the Kala's light. You and your vile brethren shall die with these traitors.
Are you truly so blinded by your vaunted religion that you cannot see the fall ahead of you? Your Conclave believes that they are winning this war, but all they have succeeded in doing is helping the Overmind to win.
What could you possibly know about our designs, blasphemer?
You speak of knowledge, Judicator. You speak of experience. I have journeyed through the darkness between the most distant stars. I have beheld the births of negative sounds and borne witness to the entropy of entire realities. Unto my experience, Alderus, all that you have built here on Ior is but a fleeting dream.
Ayur? What?
A dream from which your precious Conclave shall awaken, finding themselves drowned in a greater nightmare.
We shall see.
So not only is Zeratul a badass and did he just rescue us, he's also a poet. That was absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, my man. But we did indeed end up obtaining the victory right here in this mission as well. Not an easy one. Definitely the hardest one we have faced so far. Mostly because of the fact that we were stuck on one base for so very long. It gets rather tricky to just simply produce the sheer amount of stuff that you need to kill your opponents. I assumed, though, that once we max out on carriers, that I was just going to be able to, like, walk across the map and obtain the victory that way. But it turns out that, you know, the arbiters of our opponents can put us in stasis, and then the combination of storms and scouts and whatnot still do a pretty decent job. Also, target firing on carriers seems to be absolutely crucial. Regardless, though, I hope you enjoyed watching this video today. If you did, make sure you hit that like button, and if you haven't already and you're interested in the next episode, there's a subscribe button down below. It will give you a notification as soon as I upload the next one, so make sure you click that. And other than that, I want to thank you for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you in the next episode.